Dina. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to all of you beautiful people. I will give you guys a minute to join me. We got 2 minutes to 6, so I'll give you some time to get in, to say hey, tell me how you're doing, how was your day, and then we'll begin. Hey, Sissy, how are you this Wednesday? Hey, Kevin. Hey, Lakia. You missed me? I was just with y'all last night. I'm doing great, actually. You're doing well, Kevin? Excellent. Glad to hear it. I'm very well. Sissy, how was your Wednesday? Good? Okay. While you guys are piling on in, I'm going to pour myself a beverage. I got this boring ass red blend. I could have poured the Cabernet, but I just poured it the other night on Monday. And I got this. It's not that it's bad, it's just after that Camus, I've been having a hard time drinking anything I have here at the house. Everything is boring and bland now that my taste buds have tasted and gotten accustomed on site to that Camus. Now what am I gonna do? Because I have a habit now. I have a habit for the Camus. I want it. I almost don't want to drink red wine anymore if it's not that or that quality. But I don't have any Riesling. I don't have any Saint Germain. So shout out to Tailor Made because before Camus, they were doing me just fine, honey. And it's a red blend, so it's not as dry, as strong as the Cabernet for those who like to pick up wine ideas to try from me. Red blends aren't as strong as the pure Cabernets or the Merlots or things like that. It's or the Pinot Noirs because it's a blend of all the reds. So it's 6 o'clock. I see that everybody's doing good. Thank you. I don't know how to say your name, but to you who just complimented me, thank you. Let me get a sip before I dip into the abyss of the Ymcb. Hmm. It doesn't even smell like the Cabernet. It has a fruity little giggle to it. It's a giggle after you take a sip. It's very fruity and giggly. It's definitely a red blend because it's not as assertive as the through and through reds. Hey, Jenny G. So, listen, I wanted to just take a dive into YMCMB today, really quick. I'm excited. Hey, Lex. I'm actually excited to get to my members live tonight because we're going to pick up where we left off, which was Revelation 4. That's where we'll begin. And I also dropped the link to the book that I was telling my members about last night. So go ahead, find it. If you find it on the site that I mentioned it to you and it's checked out, probably one of your busted babies has it and it has 500 plus pages. Good luck for I can't find any other resources because I can't remember the where I got. I think somebody sent me the version I have because they paid for it. But anyways, that's the resource I gave, and it'll give you a lot of insight and background to some of the things that I discuss. If it goes over your head and I don't have time to stop and explain the history behind it, that'll give it to you. Hey JD, get home safely. I'll be around. So I heard the song that little. I know that he came out with an album when I did the reading on him after the Super Bowl. Someone in that chat asked me if he was going to come out with some music, and I said yes. because he wanted to redeem himself. I got the Justice card. He's a Libra. That's a Libra card. But it's also about making things right, restoring things to their proper balance and their proper state. And I felt like he would be probably coming to make a statement about who he is. I haven't listened to his album yet because I've been very busy. But I did today listen to the remix to Banned from NO. I believe that he made with Nicki Minaj, and I liked it. I don't know if Drake has appeared on his album. I know Nicki Minaj didn't. I believe Drake didn't, but then he came and did a remix with Nicki Minaj. So I'm curious to see if he'll do one with Drake. And if so, how would that be received? If not, why not? How come? I really couldn't think of anything to read tonight because I've been busy up until right before I jumped on, so I haven't had time to ponder on anything. So if there's something going on better that I've missed, please. Hey, Tiara, have a good rest of your day at work. Most High, Mother and Father God. Also, before I begin, next Tuesday is the Fuck Around and Find Out. I've already written down the names of everybody who's reached out to participate. If you have gotten to new levels and you're experiencing new devils or even old devils, let's clear some of them ops out. Let's clear that shit out. And we're going to erect some healing and restoration to whatever you've lost while you've been incurring oppage. And then we're going to erect a fiery wall of protection around you, which is really good. It lasts a long time, and it's pretty much impenetrable. If it misses anybody, that means it's an op that needs to be handled not in a general sense. They need a little bit more muscle in the hustle. All right. I guess I remembered to mention that because I'm getting ready to read Young Money, Cash Money. And we know they got a few ops in the industry. Absolutely, sissy. I got you. All right. Let me Florida water my hands. I'm fresh out of the shower, but let me cleanse them with the Florida water, child. It's by way of cleansing my hand energy, my hand chakra, before I touch my card. They're gearing up for something. Sissy, you know, anytime I'm on Instagram and Nicki Minaj posts something, because I follow you, you know who I see in her comments? Yo ass. It's so cute. It's so cute when I see my busted babies in the most random places. Hey, Miss Carol. Swoot. Cause you know she a old Miss Carol from the trenches. I just found that out on Monday. She from the trenches. So I gotta throw my setup every time I see her. Y'all better do the same. I think it's so cute. You know, I admire Nicki Minaj's fans because the support is real. I know that I say this often, but I have a lot of her fans in here. I don't know how I ended up with all these Barbs in here, but they are supportive even for me, even to me. So I can imagine how y'all show up and show out for her every time. No wonder. I believe two of my mods are serious Barbs. And it's not because I chose them, it's just because at a time when I was in need, when the trolls were trolling in my chat, they was ready to windmill, knock bitches out. They was like, tag me in. I knock somebody out. And do. And did and do. You can't stand Lil Wayne? JD, you always cussing somebody out. I can't stand Wayne's stinking ass, but that ate. Listen, it almost don't matter who I read. I can't think of who I've read since Nicki Minaj that JD did not cuss out on sight. As soon as I let the name off of my lip, as soon as I get into the reading, child, she be standing right there at the gate, be ready to not, nope, can't get in here, can't sit here. Lil Wayne is my favorite rapper, the greatest rapper alive since the greatest rapper died, not retired, because I don't acknowledge Jay-Z as the best rapper. Never did. I'm from the South. None of us do. It was Tupac, and then all of a sudden, Lil Wayne came. I've been listening to Lil Wayne since Baller Blocking, since Midnight. Midnight is you tripping. Midnight is you tripping. Midnight is you tripping. Cause you're nothing but a sack chasing, cock chasing midnight. You're never gonna amount to anything but a midnight. And all I wanna do is hit it raw. I don't even wanna talk. If the baby come out throwing up signs, I ain't the paw. No, I ain't the paw. Hell no, I ain't the paw. No, I ain't the paw. Hell no, I ain't the paw. Y'all don't know nothing about that. No, because Lil Wayne wasn't even 18, I don't think, when he made that. No. Midnight is you tripping? Midnight is you tripping? But y'all don't know about that. All right. I mean, I ain't gonna curse, but in this verse, man, fuck the world. I lost my father to a gun. I got a little girl. I still got love for old Weezy. Hot boy Weezy. I like them hot. The ones that don't tell me to stop, eat, swallow the, and they know how to. I need a project, a hood rap. One that don't give up and say she took that. I still live off that Weezy, so yes, yes. Okay. You glad I'm out of rehab? Well, they tried to make me go to rehab, but I said no, no, no. All right, y'all. Let me stop standing OG Lil Wayne before JD kicked me out my own chat. She says she can't stand his stinking ass, and I'm just like, I need a project, even though that was Turk verse, but she gonna knock it with it, and she can wobble it, and she know how to wonk it with it. Open her legs and scrape it tight just like she want me in it. Now turn around and back it up. Now throw it at a nigga too. I say, ooh, that's enough. I need a gangster hoe. One that don't give a damn, she'll shank the hoe. What? Why did they put that in there? Why did they even say that? They got too hot. They got too lit on the track. They was all going in. I need a gangster hoe. One that don't give a damn shit. We was like, what of all things? Shank. That definitely is a gangster. One that'll do time for me and keep it on the low. I'm like, no. But they was riding that shit though. Hey Seth. All right, Spirit. A Young Money album or tour. All right, let's see. Most High Mother, Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Weezy, Weezy F Baby, Dwayne Carter, Little Wayne. Please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Little Wayne, Spirit, Dwayne Carter, Weezy F Baby. I gotta make sure I say that. My spirit said you gotta say it's Weezy F, baby. You better make sure you say that. Yep, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Okay, but everybody say they gonna be going to the Young Money tour if they do one. Wayne, how he gonna stand up? He can't stand up straight, let alone stand up for somebody. You know, Lil Wayne gone off whatever cocktail and elixir he got in his system. Talking about you wish he'll stand up for the overall group. How he gonna stand up for himself? Just he high. He gone. He high. He gone. Is that a booger? No, bitch. All right. Lil Wayne, what's the energy surrounding you? You just released a new album. They say you made like 110,000 in sales. I don't really keep up with that stuff. I haven't listened to it yet. So, Lil Wayne, what's going on with you now that you released your long-awaited The Carter 6? And today or last night, you released a remix with Nicki Minaj. Are you going to release anything with Drake? Are you guys going to go on tour? Are you going to do something else to capitalize off of the momentum that you have now? What's going on in your energy currently, Lil Wayne? I think Lil Wayne is unimpressed with the sales. I almost feel like he feels like he's been in the game too long to have made that type of sale. And not just too long, but he's been providing substantial material for us for so long. And not only do I feel like he feels like I think Lil Wayne is having an aha moment within himself right now. I think he may be feeling like he may never be respected as the king that he should be. I think the Super Bowl made him feel like, okay, I need to be a knight. I am a knight. They see me as a knight, not a king. So I need to release my Carter 6 so I can prove to them that I am who they say I am. In this case, I think for some reason he feels like, all right, maybe I ain't who I think I am, and maybe I may never be able to reclaim that position. I think Lil Wayne wants to be seen as a king, like a Jay-Z, somebody that's respected almost no matter what they put out. And I think he thought, wait till I drop the Carter 6. I'm gonna prove the people. I'm gonna show y'all who I am. I think he may be feeling right now like, dang. I do too, sissy. Seeing that car off rip, that made me feel bad. Because it's like, this is the Lil Wayne, us millennials, like I can't see Lil Wayne the way he might be seeing himself and the way this generation now sees him. He was a legend to me a long time ago in his mixtape era for me. So I'm like, dang, I never saw this for Lil Wayne either. Now, if JD is saying something like he wanted to go to the brunches, I think this could have something to do with Jay-Z in the challenging position. Because I think that he went to Jay-Z at a time for defense and perseverance, which is what the Nine of Wands is, defense and perseverance. He went because he was going through things with Baby. And like Jay-Z seems to do, he seems to present himself as a saving grace to Black artists when they are in a bind in their label situation. And it seems like they get with him and find out the grass isn't the greener over there at the Rock Nation. I think that Lil Wayne went to Jay-Z for favor in his situation with Birdman. But I think that was almost a setup because Lil Wayne was on the trajectory his idol was Jay-Z, and he was coming to dethrone him respectfully, but in a rap competitor type of way. And I believe, and everybody back then believed, that he was coming for Jay-Z's neck, and so did Jay-Z, which is why he opened up the door for Lil Wayne and said, "Come, I'll save you." But instead of saving him, it's almost like Lil Wayne got undone. Now, I don't know if that was intentionally by Jay-Z, almost to sabotage him, like welcoming him in and welcoming him into the safe haven and then disarming him from being able to be a threat, or if he just got caught up in the battle between two made men, which are Birdman and Jay-Z. I could, I could, I'm, I'm gonna look into this, but I think that's where things went wrong for Lil Wayne's legacy. This challenging position did come when Lil Wayne was at a stage in his career, I think, where he was a king in his peak, but something with him and Baby went wrong, and then it made him a page. And we did see the decline of Lil Wayne's peak, and it was always attributed to his fallout with Baby. So he went from a king in his peak to this Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is a card of undeveloped potential. Um, and so I think he reached out to Jay-Z, or Jay-Z reached out to him, because he was facing a decline at the time, like I mentioned with Birdman. And Jay-Z seemed to be welcoming to him. Probably made him feel like his music. I think he was saying he was trying to get signed to Jay-Z. So I think he thought, okay, 2012 to 2017, Wayne couldn't drop music. That's when he became this page. Instead of the king that he was leading up to that point, Pink Flames, he became a page. The page is no longer the king. It needs the help from the queen and the king. And so he was in a position to where he needed some help. And I think Jay-Z was like, come, come, little children, I'll take thee away into the garden of magic. Yep. In the near future, there is going to be an end of a thought process for Lil Wayne. I think the Super Bowl gave him anxiety, and we kind of know it did, because it stressed him out. I mean, he expressed his displeasure about not being chosen for it, but he also internalized it and kind of took accountability for it and was like, okay, this just shows that I need to go harder. And he said that. I think he tried to do that with this album. Now with the reception of this album, I think he feels like after this, there's really nothing more that I can say or do to prove my point. So if I haven't proven it by now, and if the people have decided on their opinion about me and my music, then that's just where it seems like it's gonna be. I'm not sure if we'll get another album, another Carter installation from Lil Wayne ever. The Carter 6 may have done it, and that's actually fitting for a Libra because our number is 6. I think he's not going to stress himself in the future about proving himself anymore. Now, crowning him is the Knight of Cups. So, in the past, when he was in this page position, somebody that's in his crowning position, probably the person who he looked up to, since this is in his crowning position, offered to sign him. Maybe not, and because he shows up as a knight, and I do think this is Jay-Z, I don't think now that he had full intentions on making sure that Lil Wayne was an icon in a legacy act because Jay-Z approached him as a knight. That's just a step up from the Page of Cups. So whatever he was offering, he didn't, I don't think he intended to take it all the way with it. But I don't think Lil Wayne knew that at the time, which is why Jay-Z would be in his crowning position, because at the time, that was his idol and the person he looked up to help him. But I think Jay-Z came to him as a knight with intentions of doing knightly things, and the knight doesn't have the power of the king and the queen to knight, to even make Lil Wayne, who was a page, a knight. So he didn't come to him with the backing of a king, meaning with the authority or the intention to upgrade Lil Wayne from his status. No, he was just entertaining him. Maybe even getting, trying to sign him so that he has some kind of right or access to his music, to kind of keep an eye on him, keep him down, pipe him down. Did Lil Wayne, after the Jay-Z situation, this is an award situation, so I don't know if he received awards instead of what he thought he was going to receive from Jay-Z. Maybe he received some sort of award or acclaim. This could also be him thinking that he would be awarded by Jay-Z or even get the position for the Grammys because of their past history. I don't know, guys, if you guys are going to see a tour. I'll wait till I get to the outcome, but this doesn't look good for a tour. This just means to me, now this might look good for a tour because it means that Lil Wayne can't stand alone. He would need his proteges, Drake and Nicki. He would need them to be successful as this chariot because he, as the head of Young Money, Cash Money, can't steer this chariot alone. It's in reverse. I'm not sure yet. Let me get to the outcome, sissy. I'm just saying that if it did happen, he would need a Young Money, Cash Money tour. It couldn't just be a Lil Wayne tour. At least he doesn't feel that way. This is the sales. This is the ace. So it's the first, the number one of the Pentacle suit. And I think he got in the 100,000s. So he didn't get what he anticipated. I think he thought that he was going to sell more. Hopes and fears. I think his album, because he still has to work it. He can't just release it and because it didn't do as well as he thought, abandon it. But I think this album, no, I'm not sure if this ace inspired him or brought him down from inspiration to just saying, this is it. I think that he hopes that he can make this album cycle successful, but he's afraid that it won't be, and he won't be able to prove that he still has it. The star reverse as the outcome. This is going to solidify to Lil Wayne, at least, that he's fallen off, that he's not the star that he used to be. It doesn't matter if Ymcb is open to touring. If Lil Wayne feels down in the dumps about his place in the industry, he ain't gonna be able to do it because he's gonna ration it like, why would I? I done fell off. So that's a Libra's way of rationalizing their emotional state that they don't want to deal with. Instead of being like that, grieving openly. He'd be like, why would I tour if nobody wants to hear it? Why like that? Ain't nobody checking for me, so why would I tour? You know, this makes me sad because Weezy, in my mind and in my playlist, you are who you think you are and who you thought you were. He has until Sunday. Unfortunately, he's not going. It's not going to be enough to reflect the legendary status that I think he feels like he should be doing. Outcome: the star in reverse. Despite the fact that Lil Wayne is still loved in his music, I don't think that everybody hates it. The Four of Cups means there's still room for this relationship to grow. There's still room for his music to do some things, but he's gonna feel completely, even though there is room for his album to still be received, it's behind him feeling like all is lost, because that's what the star in reverse is. Upright, it's hope. It's the optimal hope. I'm wishing on a star. This is my dream come true, that my album does this well so that my legacy is cemented and I redeem myself. In reverse, though, it's the opposite. It's the worst case scenario to that. Even though we still enjoy Wayne's music, we feel like all is not lost. I feel like he will. And he will give up. That's what this card is. It's giving up or feeling like you have no leg to stand on. Now, usually when the magician pops up, it's Trump. I don't think it's Trump. In this case, I think he may feel like I've given everything I have to give. I've done everything I have to do. I've given 6 Carter albums, countless mixtapes. I've been rapping since I was a child. I think people said that he explored different genres on here. So on this album, this was I think he gave everything that he has to give up until this point. I don't know if I don't think he knows what to do after this if he's not received as the GOAT that he believes he is. Because after he was treated that way for the Super Bowl, I feel like he felt like, okay, they're telling me I'm not the GOAT, so let me go prove it. The star in reverse is telling me he's gonna feel like he didn't prove it. And he gave it his all after all of these years. Like, what else do I have? What else can I pull out of my bag of tricks? I think that Lil Wayne needs to collaborate permanently with Manny Fresh and reunite with Juvenile and BG. I think if he made an old style Cash Money album for his core fan base, the millennial fan base, I think that we would drive his sales to where it would prove we still have buying power and we still love Lil Wayne. We just can't get behind the new music he's been putting out. If he returned, because that song he released with Lil Nicki Minaj, it kind of gave me that. The beat kind of gave that. So he needs to reunite with the Hot Boys and Manny Fresh on the production and kind of give something for his millennial core base, for his audience. And we will turn it up because we miss Lil Wayne. He got high and drunk and then started experimenting with other stuff, skateboards and his guitar. And we couldn't get behind that because we made Lil Wayne famous for the Hot Boy era and the mixtapes and the Carter series. We even enjoyed what he did with Young Money, Cash Money, until he saw them off into the sunset. They ran off into the sunset and he said, "Do your thing. I'm going to relax for a little bit." I think that's what he needs. That's what he needs to save him. I know something didn't sneak its way into my cup. It did. It was a bug. So I can't even finish this now. You know. All right. That's what I think he could do. All right. So that's his outcome. Near future. I think he feels like it's a wrap. The son. Didn't he make a song with his son? Did he make a song with his son? I think somebody said that. I don't think so, sissy. Somebody, I got on short, y'all, so don't try to see my chocha. Did he make a song? He did, Venus. I think I remember hearing that because I think that people were giving negative feedback about some of the bars. Now, he could allow his son to experiment and develop himself. I think Lil Wayne might feel a way about the feedback about that. I think that he doesn't. I think that if people have an issue with it, because Lil Wayne just be in his zone, when people start saying something about it, he was like, fuck. I don't think he was rebellious about it. I think he was like, fuck, I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. He's a Libra that can absolutely be topsy-turvy because he's a people pleaser. It shows in his outcome, this giving up energy because of the feedback about this album instead of just continuing to show. He's a people pleaser. He heard the feedback about those bars with his son, and that also demotivated him. He may allow his son to shine and support his son in his endeavors while he steps out. I see Lauren London here in that, so I know it's the song that he did with his son, because I know he mentioned Lauren London's son as well. I think he feels like Jay-Z actually blackballed him, and in the past, I think Lil Wayne feels like Jay-Z sabotaged him, lured him in, and didn't do right by him. I also think that Lil Wayne is non-confrontational. For anybody asking why he doesn't stand up for them overall, I think Lil Wayne is non-confrontational. And I think that he wanted Jay-Z to give him a chance to prove himself again after the Super Bowl. So instead of fighting with Jay-Z, even though those around him are fighting with Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, Drake, whomever, he's going to let them fight. He wanted to handle things diplomatically, like a Libra, diplomatic. He was just like, yeah, you got beef with them, but just give me a chance to prove myself and don't sabotage me like you did in the past. I'm not going to call Lil Wayne a punk. I'm not going to do that. I do think that Lil Wayne can't think straight often. I think to cope from things in his childhood, I think after his unsuccessful unaliving attempt, I think his coping mechanism has been alcohol, drugs, sex, drugs, rock and roll. And I think he's continued to acquire things that he needs to cope from. So these two cards alone tells me that he's always in a foggy, hazy mental state, an induced foggy, hazy mental state. And this tells me he's been that way since he was a young boy, because his childhood wasn't so right. It wasn't so, he didn't get off to the best start in life. And this Chariot in reverse is me seeing that he currently realizing that on his own, he's not a driving force. Maybe if his album was received better, you guys would have never got that song with Nicki. Now, this is a song with Nicki that he put out. I think he felt like he, on his own, as the miser, was unstable. His release was unstable. It wasn't received as 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 the way he thought it would. Not saying it wasn't received good. He had a goal and ambition for it, and I don't think that he felt like he reached it upon its initial release. And this is Nicki Minaj here, the Queen of Wands in reverse. She's in reverse because she is undutifully loyal. And this is me as a Lil Wayne fan. I'm only saying that because of this card. This card tells me that she's loyal without cause. She does things off of impulse. Oh, Wayne need me? Say less. She doesn't even think about it. She doesn't even give her personal feelings and opinions about whatever they may have went through enough time to register before she's like, okay. And I think they both know that. But again, I've said this before. Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj is not going to be an op to Lil Wayne because she understands him. She understands him. So she sympathizes with him more than anything else, which is why her loyalty is blind, because she almost takes pity on Lil Wayne. So it's just like, I will always, and she'll be loyal to him because he put her on. And I think she really does see him as the greatest rapper alive, because I do, and a lot of millennials do. My cousins do. You know, we all feel the same about Lil Wayne. So I could see how she feels that way too. Off the strength of this being Lil Wayne, I would too. And I'm reading him, so knowing him personally and knowing that she tends to be sympathetic to certain people in certain people's situations, I think I can see why. A motherly instinct. Yes, Taryn, that's what I'm saying without saying it. It is absolutely a motherly instinct. He doesn't have to do right by her. She gonna have his back. Because Lil Wayne don't have his own back. And JD be like, I don't care. Child boo. That's what JD really wants to say. Silly, silly, silly. He gave her an opportunity. He put her on the bottom. She wouldn't be who she is without his endorsement and his full resource. He put her on at his peak. A cosign from Lil Wayne at that time solidified her. His full endorsement in his peak at the time that he did solidified her, because she has the talent, but as a woman, you need somebody heavy to kind of fight the dogs off for you. Lil Wayne in his peak, nobody was touching him. So she was able to come in and do her thing comfortably off of Lil Wayne's platform and support. JD, I'm just reading the cards. I'm telling you, this is why she's loyal to him forever. He signed her, and there seems to be things behind the scenes that he did for her. Probably protected her. Now, I think Jay-Z might have wanted her too, but she signed with Lil Wayne. I think she feels like that was a protection. Being with Lil Wayne allowed her to be who she is today. Being with Jay-Z would have had would you guys be Barbs if she was signed to Jay-Z? Lil Wayne didn't want anything from her when he signed her. He signed her to support her, not to sabotage, not to inherently just leech off of her. He believed in her. He gave her the kind of deal he wanted. Yes, yes, yes. So listen, when people put you in a position like that, I understand that kind of loyalty. And it's like, you don't do right by me, so I ain't gonna call you every day. We not gonna be all up under you. But when you are down in the trenches, then I will be there. It's that. Ain't like she buddy buddy with him. That's why she's in reverse. But when he's in the trenches, she'll show up for him off the strength. Yes, Wayne was the better choice. I see that because of this. This ain't my opinion. That, and then seeing this at the bottom, him signing her, not signing with Rock Nation, because this is usually my Rock Nation because B and J. And then this is usually Desiree in the middle. Not signing with J. Look, signing with Wayne, this Libra, was a beautiful marriage. It was a beautiful union and opportunity that led for her to be able to stand on her own successfully. All right, let me look at the past position, Lil Wayne, and see if Jay-Z pops up for real, for real. The Empress, though. Lil Wayne did already have a relationship with Beyonce and Destiny's Child. He did Soldier with them, and he dated Solange. I think his established relationship with Jay-Z's wife made this past situation where he went calling to Jay-Z even better. Beyonce may have helped bring Lil Wayne in. Love in This Club, Soldier, and even recently, yes, he dated Solange back in the day. Yes, they dated. You got to be an OG. This was back in the day. That's where the relationship with Destiny's Child came in. It wasn't through Jay-Z. It was because he already had a rapport with them. Yes, he dated Solange. So seeing them reconnect on her album on Mad was cute. And they didn't break up for any bad terms or anything. I think they had a fling. It was fun. Yes, he did date Solange back in the day. It was known. So he already had an established relationship with Jay-Z's wife when he came in need of Jay-Z's help. Solange, the Queen of Cups, because he used to date Solange. This is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces woman, but Solange. He had an established relationship with Jay-Z's wife because of Solange. They dated. So that's why it was easy for him. And I do think Beyonce helped poach because this is a Virgo card. So when they saw that Lil Wayne was on his out, exiled. This is not just a Virgo card, Beyonce, but it's also a card of exile. When he was on the outs with Birdman, I think Beyonce helped try to poach him to Jay-Z. I don't know if Beyonce let Jay-Z do him dirty. She didn't know how that was going to turn out. But you know, I can upgrade you how she said, you take me just to compliment the deal. That means I can upgrade you because working with me will help you be able to do business with people that like me. That was this in this case. Now, I don't think she foresaw how that relationship was going to turn out. But when she saw the opportunity, and Lil Wayne was already a fan of Jay-Z and they had an established relationship, she was like, don't worry, babe. I'll put a word in with him. I'll see. Let me see if Beyonce was a part of sabotaging. And I'll ask for JD. Because JD don't want to hear nothing. Nothing ever. Y'all, she don't want to hear nothing ever. Spirit, did Beyonce know that Jay-Z was going to do Lil Wayne dirty? No. JD, she thought he was going to do right by him. Lil Wayne at the time was successful. Birdman was sabotaging him. And Jay-Z was thinking about, wait. No, I take that back. Nope, I take that back. She did know. I take that back. I was going to say that she wanted Jay-Z to make him successful, but no. This is Jay-Z on this horse. This is competition. The Five of Wands is competition. So he wanted to sign him. Now this is the card. The Seven of Pentacles is the card of growth. It's a person who's cultivating their garden. And at this point, they've already seen that it's yielding some fruit. So they're taking account of the fruit that they're produced. And they're planning on what to do next to increase their yield. Cut away some weeds, plant some more seeds, lay down some fertilizer, or start over. This means there is actually no plan to cultivate this garden. Whatever it produced, it wasn't good. So no, I do think that Jay-Z signed him. Beyonce knew that Jay-Z signed him because he was viable competition. And he had no intention to till that garden. I'm sorry. That Six of Wands alone, it was like, no. Beyonce thought that Jay-Z was going to make him successful. No. Beyonce married Jay-Z because he is a shrewd businessman. And yes, for the people who say that they're just alike, I think that this in reverse, B and J, tells me that they are. But because it's in reverse, he gets to be the bad guy and take the rap. But Beyonce, they're equally yoked. They're right apart from each other. Twin pillars. Equal pillars, different colors. One's a woman. And Binah. This is the divine feminine element of the Godhead, the dark. So this is the feminine element that has the B on it. And Jay-Z is the one in the light. So he's the shrewd businessman in the light that we can see. She gets to be shrewd also, but hidden. But she's with him because he's the shrewd businessman. So no, they are equally yoked. She got with him because he's that way. All right. Nicki Minaj is open for a tour, but not all of the big three from Ymcb are. I'm going to pull these three so I can look into this Three of Cups and see who isn't. Spirit, who's behind this Three of Cups being reversed? behind this world card, which is the tour. Drake, because this is a water sign card. Drake is the only water sign out of the three. Nicki's a Sagittarius, Lil Wayne is a Libra, Drake is a Scorpio. Drake still harbors some negative feelings somewhere in the mix. Maybe with Nicki Minaj, maybe because of some dealings with Jay-Z. The beef as well, the songs that were put out. Nicki Minaj, I think he may have wanted her help during the beef era for Drake. Whatever his feelings are, the Fool in Reverse tells me they're childish and immature, actually. They're not fair. They're very childish and immature. These two alone tells me he's holding up the process because he's being petty. He's still harboring some petty feelings that are childish and immature. The bottom cards tells me that when it benefited Drake, he not only left some of his own label mates out when he had the opportunity because he was the man at the time. At least with Nicki Minaj, when she was going through her hate train, he was up. He could have helped. He's done things to Lil Wayne in the past, screwed his girlfriend when he was locked up, and he seemed to only look out for himself when he was up. But then when he was down, I think he wanted everybody to help him. Nobody did. They kind of let him fight on his own. Now he's mad at them. That's why it's petty and immature. His mates were an unnecessary sacrifice. He didn't have to sacrifice them in whatever way he did. And so this isn't founded, Drake. But that's why you guys won't get a big 3 Ymcb tour. If you do, you know, it'll be it won't have Drake on it. So that's that with that. I am going. You guys have any questions or concerns before I head on out to my members live? Of course they do. How is Wayne's relationship with Drake right now? Let's see. And I'll end there because I don't want to be up all night. I'm getting hungry. I need to DoorDash some food before I start my next live. So it's going to be a little intermission before I start my members live because I'm going to DoorDash some food. I cooked a brunch. I ain't going back in that kitchen. I ain't even take nothing out to cook. How does Jay-Z feel about Nicki's NFL bar? I answered those 2 questions. Spirit, how does Lil Wayne, how is Lil Wayne and Drake's relationship currently? At least how does Lil Wayne currently feel about Drake? What's the energy between the two of them currently? Drake and Lil Wayne, what's their relationship like right now? I mean, Drake and Lil Wayne and Kendrick did Mona Lisa, and that's to me a classic because both of them were spitting. That song was nothing but bars. So I know they have artistic respect for each other. Maybe Lil Wayne was just vibing. I don't believe he didn't know it was a diss though, but I think he liked the song. It was a good song. And I think Lil Wayne was like, it's hip hop. Drake dropped something. What we didn't see was Lil Wayne dancing to one of Drake's songs, and I'm sure he might have. Lil Wayne is open to communication because this is an air sign card, and Lil Wayne is a Libra, so he's open to communication. The relationship is stalled though because one party doesn't want to. Probably the Scorpio, because this is the death card and death is ruled by Scorpio. He's a holdup in the Young Money tour. So yes, there is interest in that, and at least two of the parties are willing. Lil Wayne is open. There's a stalling in this relationship. Look, Lil Wayne is open. Death in reverse. Why would I seek forgiveness after death? What do I need to be forgiven for if all my sins died with my fleshly body? So after I die, who the fuck am I asking for forgiveness and what have I done? My soul didn't do anything. My body did, and it's dead. So I don't have to ask anybody for a thing after death. You, however, can do that and repeat this cycle of reincarnation until you learn that sin is a flesh concept. And if my soul is out of my body, then my sin is back there. You should have called me when I was in my body. I have nothing to ask forgiveness for. My soul is pure, bitch. Get the hell out of here. Y'all always trying to preach to somebody and then end up looking and sounding ignorant. Now, I could have let that ride, but I wanted to sun you a little bit because y'all need this education. You need this wisdom for your soul's sake so that when you die, your soul, which is innocent, isn't begging for forgiveness, something that your flesh did, and you left your flesh behind. Don't preach condemnation to me because you feel guilty of all your sin and condemnation. The fuck out of here. Save that condemnation for yourself and get that poverty and peasantry out of here. Death in reverse. This is Drake again, water sign. This tells me that Drake is delusional. And whatever his issue is, he won't let it go. Even though there's an opportunity for peace because Lil Wayne is willing to move past it. I think Drake feels like, let Jay-Z do you in. That's his energy towards Lil Wayne. Let Jay-Z do you in. Let Jay-Z do the both of you in. I'm not coming to save you. I'm not going on no Young Money Cash Money tour because you need this tour, Lil Wayne. I'm fine. Nicki's fine. Let Jay-Z do you in. I'm not going to help you be the best rapper alive. No. Drake has a beat that he'll never let go. And as long as he feels like the three of them, or at least one or some of them need him, he'll never do it. As long as he feels like he's the big one that'll bind them two together, because Wayne and Nicki are willing to. But he feels like I'm the one who can bring this all together. Nope, I'm not going to do it. All right, and one more question before I check out. How does Jay-Z feel about Nicki Minaj's NFL bar? Hey, Fly God, just in time to catch me on the members live. There's just going to be a quick intermission because I got to order some food. Spirit, how does Jay-Z feel about Nicki Minaj's NFL bar? In my mind, he shouldn't care. It's rap. And he should know about the competitive sport of it more than anybody else, so he shouldn't mind it too much. He survived Nas. Hell, he survived Lil Wayne in his heyday because Lil Wayne was on his neck. I don't know, Phoenix. Sometimes YouTube be playing with my notifications. They don't want to see a queen win. They don't want to see a goddess win. But y'all still end up here, so they can't stop the hustle. They can only try to hinder it. And we fight through the challenges. How does JC feel? I smell good. I got this new Arabic perfume. I don't even know what it's called. I can't even read the name of it. I just know it smells hell good. And I bought it. And I just got a whiff of myself. I smell good as fuck. Yes, I smell like A-Rap money. Oh, A-Rap. Why was this a dance? We getting A-Rap money. Oh, why did we do that? All right, how does Jay-Z feel about Nicki Minaj's NFL bar? Phoenix, we're going to take a 5-10 minute intermission right after this so I can order some food. And then we'll head on over to the members live to pick up where we left off last night. My favorite rapper of all time, my favorite artist of all time, Chris, is myself. Then it would probably be Lil Wayne. But he would have to share his platform because I don't do good at having favorites. I usually have a couple favorites and I don't usually have just one except for myself. So my favorite everything will always be me first. And then everybody else, they can go argue over top 4. Honestly, truly. I'm number 1. They can argue over top 4. Somewhere in the top 4 after me, there's Lil Wayne somewhere. I actually think that Nicki Minaj is one of the greatest rappers of all time. And I start thinking that after Monster. um, so somewhere in there is Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj. I have Caribbean favorites in there as well. Sizzla is a favorite. Um, I enjoy Buju Banton too. Like some of the old school Caribbean artists, they're my favorites just as well as the American ones. Um, I think Twista is in my top 4. Slept on, but Twista, who is fucking with him lyrically like that? Before Little Way, before I think he's better than Busta Rhymes. Twista ain't even just because he raps fast; it's the bars. Busta Rhymes would be too because they're lyrically superior. Not just being able to rap fast, but the bars are hitting as well. They make sense. That's lyricism to me. Twista is a beast. I love Bone Thugs and Harmony. There's somewhere. I don't have a top 5. It's me, 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 me. I got a top 10. I got a top 1. That's me. And then everybody else got to go get in what they fit in. But Bone Thugs and Harmony collectively are one of my favorite rap groups. Yeah, JD. Do you wanna ride in the backseat of my caddy? Chop it up with do or die. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do you wanna ride with me? Oh, I like Eminem too. Nope, Tiara, I like Eminem. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to his album straight through, but I do respect him. I respect him as a lyricist. All right. I can't think of anybody on the top. So I don't have favorites outside of myself. If I'm the only one that I could think of off the top, but then I have people that I thoroughly enjoy. Some are staples, like Lil Wayne. He's a favorite because he's a favorite. He had a long time to become my favorite. Hell, Michael Jackson is one of my favorite rappers. And don't debate and don't argue and don't ask. Don't ask. Just accept it. Don't ask what rap Michael Jackson came out with. It don't matter. His bars hit. His pen game was fire. His bars was hitting. Did he not spit in Dirty Diana? What about They Don't Care About Us? I mean, fire, pen game lethal. Little Michael Jackson is one of my favorite rappers of all time too. Sorry, not sorry. Argue with your grandmama. Your light skinned grandmama at that. I mean, he flamed her. JD, don't start smashing with the cash now. He made a diss track to the system. Black ones, white ones, everybody, skinheads, whiteheads. I mean, and then he Indian walked in that bitch. I mean, he ate that. He ate that. All I really want to say, they don't really care about us. Man, he ate it. They don't. They don't. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody, ding dang. I mean, and that little Indian skip, man, he ate it. Then he had the kids cutting up too. He ate that one. He ate. Who spit harder than that? Who is harder than that? Talking that cash money shit and making it look and feel so good. Listen, Michael Jackson had them nodding their head and tapping their feet to their own diss song. They ain't even banned that song. And you know how they do it really controversial, revolutionary songs? They couldn't even ban it because they was like, fuck yeah. They don't care about us. They don't care about us. Knowing that day was the day. They was trying to withhold how much they was vibing to it, but their feet was just a tapping it. They was nodding off beat. Listen, that's a legendary. That's more legendary than Kendrick Lamar diss song because he had the people who he was dissing praising and dancing to that song. Name a better diss track than that. A more lethal diss track. It then went and owned everybody's music. Went and owned the Beatles catalog at that. Michael Jackson is he is the greatest disser of all time. Sorry, Kendrick. He's second to Michael Jackson. And that's why I said I won't debate. Because those alone, his beef with Sony, bitch. They had to take his ass out allegedly because of that. He dissed the bitch so bad that they had the fuck that he got to go, allegedly. Listen. And still pissing them off in the afterlife. Because they might collect the catalog, but without the Michael swag to pump it, and knowing that we only this much support it because we know what y'all did to him, they can't even fully be fruitful the way they want to with it. Listen, I'm my favorite rapper, and then it's Michael Jackson. And we might can throw Chris Brown in there somewhere too. I liked 50 Cent's Get Rich Die Trying, or at least Get Rich or Die Trying. I like Wanksta. Listen, 50 Cent on Wanksta, he was hard. Not saying he's one of my favorite rappers, but 50 Cent on Wanksta, you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't no kin of mine. Well, man should think that I'm gonna run up on you with the nine. I do this every time. Listen, he was so hard on that. You've been hustling a long time, but you ain't got. Man, I had one of my little burn CDs that I had my CD man. I had some 50 Cent songs on there. Mini Man was on there. Wankster was on there. It's 50, aka Ferrari F50. I ain't got time. But I gotta love a living to do for I die. And I ain't got time to waste. Let's get it. You say you a gangster. That whole that Get Rich or Die Trying Phoenix, it was good. Of course Pac is in there. Yes. 50 Cent had a little run. I even like Magic Stick with him and Lil Kim. Fly Guy, you did. Listen, 50 Cent, it was a legendary album if you ask me. I know y'all don't know nothing about this, but Phil Mob, debate your grandmama. If you ain't from the South, you won't appreciate it. But Phil Mob, my shouted and cut me loose. Listen, they are one of my favorite rap duos. If you don't know, you just won't know. But if you know, you know. Phil Mob, Goody Mob. So, yes. I'm missing so many, but if they had a moment, then they can be my favorite for that moment. They can be my favorite for that night. I liked most of the women that came out in those eras. I liked Vita with I like Vita with Murder Inc. Cause I appreciate the rocks and gifts that you caught me, baby. In that house on the hill on the hill when you drop like 80 on the down payment, thinking, damn, ain't life crazy? Like Vita. I even liked Emil with her ashy voice. You ain't gotta be rich, but fuck that. How you go get a run on your before I put this pussy on your mustache? Can you avoid that? Ambition makes me so horny. Not for fussing in the front end. If you got nothing, baby boo, you better get up, get out, and get some. I like a lot of parada, Alizé and vodka. Late nights, can't do lies. Can I get it up or put me down? Any type is proper, huh? I got that snap. Foxy, yes. Eve, yes. Absolute. Foxy is one of my favorite rappers of all times as well. I forgot, but I can't forget. So Foxy, I was more of a Foxy fan than Little Kim, but I like them both. It just would have been Foxy over Little Kim out of the two. Because Foxy was so nasty with it. She was so nasty with it. And yes, she was beautiful to me. Beautiful. Oh my God. She's just so nasty with it. And her pen game is her pen game. I don't think Jay-Z was writing her verses. Even if he helped, he wasn't writing them. And that's no shade to Little Kim, but I'm just saying that's what gave, because I was able to feel Foxy's vibe through her pen. It's her style. And I like that ill nana shit. She was talking that shit, keeping up with Jay-Z. And Jay-Z will respect the lady if she can keep up like he respected Nicki Minaj. She kept up, kept even them on their toes. So yes, 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 yes. Foxy, Inga for the win. She made me love her and Naomi Campbell. They made me say, bitch, please. My cheekbones alone. I can write from the perspective of a male, so it's not hard. We all have. masculine and feminine, and dealing with women. It's not hard to understand them. That's why for men, act like you don't know where you coming from as a woman. He lying. They lying. All right, enough of this. You guys got me off on a tangent. Au revoir. Let me order my food and then I'll meet my members to pick up where we left off last night. For the rest of you, see you guys. Oh, I didn't answer the question about how Jay-Z felt about Nicki Minaj's verse. Somebody asked me about my favorite rappers, and I was like, well, I'm glad you asked that because I enjoy so many of them for what they contribute. Anybody can be my favorite for a moment, depending on how good their song is. And then if they just keep making good stuff, then they become one of my favorites because they're consistent. Spirit, how does Jay-Z feel about Nicki Minaj's NFL bar to him in the song Banned from NO? No, Taryn, I got distracted. You know you got to be reminding me. That come from Friday. A lot of y'all won't be able to catch when I say little lines from movies and shows and stuff because different times. I don't think he minds. I think he expects Nicki Minaj to poke at him, and she didn't say anything that was that bad. She didn't expose anything. She didn't say anything that will start anything. He heard it. He's not upset about it. He expects it to because he knows that they don't like each other. Mhm. He's not worried about it. And furthermore, he still acknowledged he gotta respect it. As a matter of fact, seeing this Empress, he probably feels like this is why she's the queen of rap. No other reason for the Empress to come out when asking about Nicki Minaj. And I've asked about her before if anyone else would take her spot. I actually asked about Megan Thee Stallion. I got the Three of Swords from Megan Thee Stallion, and then I pulled this from Nicki Minaj. So I was able to ascertain that Megan Thee Stallion wouldn't dethrone Nicki's position because she would have litigious situations that would kind of ruin her reputation with her peers. Forget us fans. Her peers are the ones that she wouldn't be. Now, Nicki Minaj has too much respect amongst her peers for her talent and her savvy, her loyalty, and all that other stuff. Little Jay-Z respects Nicki Minaj's bars still. He heard the song. He's not upset about it. She didn't say anything egregious. It's all fun and games. In fact, he probably feels like she saved the song. He probably feels like she had his favorite part of it. He probably feels like this why she the queen. Nobody else get nobody else, man or woman, can take shots at me like this but her. I don't even think he wants to spar in a song with her. If it's just sparring on wax, he probably like, I ain't doing that again. I'm not getting on another song with her. I'm not getting in another lyrical battle with her. After Monster, hell fuck no. Let her pop her shit. She ain't say nothing that I need to get my attorneys on her for. And so let her pop her shit. She's the Empress. She's well within her right to do so. But he would have to meet her on a track. Otherwise, it would seem like he's bullying. And he ain't gonna do that no more. He ain't gonna do that no more. He's not going to do that anymore. All of these Sagittarius cards in reverse. Halt if you thought about it. Halt if you got the power to do it. And halt even if you want to do it because you doubt that life. Halt. Why? Because when she got on that song with her peers, she bodied them. After that, Just Judgment in Reverse, Five. He bodied her on the song. No, that's why she ain't got no Grammy. Because listen, it ain't because of her fallout with the Grammys. It's because of Monster. It's because of Monster. It's because of Monster. I promise. In my mind, the Grammy Award, after she beat him on a song, all them on the song, and she came out the victor. Nicki Minaj, you can make up with the Academy all you want to, but as long as Monster exists, you gonna have beef with Jay-Z forever. And on that note, love y'all.